What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you, lads and lasses. We are here to discuss the latest evening's news, Man United news, and news from around the footballing world. What is going on, peeps? Do us a favour at the start of this stream. Smash that like button on it. Give us a massive thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so. Get your thoughts and opinions in throughout the show, obviously in the not live comment section, or should I say the live comment section. And if you're on catch up later, get your thoughts down below in the not live comment section and have your say. And also give us a share around wherever you can, guys. Share it around on Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or wherever you want. There's a link at the top of the live chat there. You can go and repost it on Twitter there if you want. That'll be awesome. That'll help out the show. And we'll shout you out a bit later on in the show also. Oh, yes. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel for the first time here, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and get yourself in there raw. And strap yourselves in for the shows, because we're on here daily giving you the latest updates in regards to Manchester United. Get in there, my son. Thanks for joining us. Let's see who we've got in the live chat here, peeps. Good evening, Kingslayer. Rajat, what's going on? Luan, hello. PJ, what's going on? Juggalo, Craw. Yes, indeed. Stephen Shipman, come on. Gungshi, you legend. Let's be having you, Don. Aaron, Abel, Kieran, Kingslayer. Be ye separate. Sanjay, Johnny, John Blatchford, Brucey Bruce. Sanjay, Uncaged Squid, Lord PlayStation, Andrew Concars. What's happening? Oh, yes. You viewed. Hello, FIFA Don. Robert Goff as well. Larry Hassa, Disco Dave, Stephen Shipman, Pulsate Overlord Gaming, John, Shadow Stoic, Mohammed, Taco LaBelle, Pete Morris, Craw, and everybody else tonight as well. Thank you so much for getting in here and joining the show. So yes, smash a like on it, smash a subscribe if you're new, and let's get stuck into the latest news in regards to Manchester United, of which there is some, but not a huge amount. But actually we have got like quite a lot of different talking points to discuss tonight, which we'll start off with in regards to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho, what an absolute lazy bastard. What a crumble job, lad. Goodness me, still hasn't come back to the fold by crawling his way to Erik ten Hag's office with his tail between his legs and apologising. Still haven't left his ego at the door. Still waiting for, I don't know, a miracle to happen. I don't know what he's waiting for, really. I think he's just resigned to the fact that he's going to piss off from the football club. United seemingly ready to look elsewhere with another player potentially to come in January as replacement. We do have the likes of Pellistri, the likes of Antony, and Ahmad Diallo coming back soon as well, which gives us options there. But in terms of like a senior player, a big-time player, doesn't seem really like Jadon Sancho is ever going to play for Manchester United again. I'll just ask the chat, guys. Smack a 1 in the chat if you think... Smash a 1 in chat if you think Jadon Sancho will play for Man United one day. Even if it's a year from now, or 6 months from now, or a month from now. Smash a 1 if you think he will play for Manchester United again. Smash any other number in the live chat if you think he's done and he will never, ever, 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 ever feature for Man United ever again. Let us know. Bruce says no. Stephen says no. Disco says no. Tony says yes, he will. Sanjay says no. Kieran says no. William Ramsgill says yes. Only It's Me, Maverick, Amit, Rajat, PJ, Duncan all say no. Yeah, I don't think there's much chance of him doing it either, to be fair. Tommy Boy, you legend, says no, he's done. I think he's done as well. I'm with you guys, which means that United do need to think about somebody to replace him at some point. We have got issues with Antony at this moment in time, so just on that, it's all tied in together, isn't it, that right-wing position? Well, Antony at this moment in time is basically talking to police. You know, he's got to talk to the Greater Manchester Police.
Get in there, my son.
Thank you for subscribing, Kevin, by the way. If you guys are new, hit the subscribe like Kevin there. So Gabriella Cavallin, his ex, who says she was assaulted by Antony, she's due to fly to the UK next week to speak to police. So she's made certain allegations, and she's obviously bandied these allegations to the Greater Manchester Police, essentially, who are now speaking to Antony, and that's sort of the situation there, really. So he is speaking to police and stuff. He has been speaking to police. In fact, there's a picture that was circulating around on social media anyway that basically suggests or showed Antony travelling to speak to police, and it was sort of reported far and wide. So the Sun had a picture of Antony travelling to the police station for questioning regarding allegations made by Gabriella Kavanagh. So that whole situation is going to have a big effect, of course, on the right-wing position at United. If that all gets squashed and Antony's allowed to be brought back into the side and he's no longer on a temporary leave of absence and all that sort of stuff, and it turns out he's not going to face any sort of criminal prosecutions whatsoever, then I'm guessing he will be introduced back into the team pretty quickly, which is what we're all hoping for, really. Hopefully there is no victim of any crime and, he can come back and play football very, very soon. That's what we're all hoping for. Now, we want justice to serve its course, of course, and it usually takes a bit of time for things like this. So it's probably not going to be any time soon. And even if he does come back into it, potentially we do need to bring in another player who can cover that area anyway, because, well, we've got youngsters there at this moment in time. Good youngsters, but youngsters nonetheless. But anyway, so that's that situation with Antony. The Sancho situation is basically the same. I mean, what United are doing right now, we're basically preparing to take a massive financial hit in regards to Jadon Sancho, aren't we? There's no way of getting lots of money for this guy. We can't sell him for £40 million even. We paid £73 million for this lazy twat. £73 million for lazy bones. Can you believe it? I mean, we have been absolutely Rogered silly in regards to some of the deals we've had over the years. This is just another one to add to the many shite deals that we've had. £73 million for Jadon Slabcho. And he can't even be bothered to turn up for training on time. So we expect to make at least a £50 million plus loss on this guy. That's if somebody's even prepared to go and pay money for the guy. Not only that, we're paying him £350,000 a week. So it's a case of trying to find somebody that's dumb enough to pay that sort of a money for him, or some of his money, and if we have to make up the rest, I guess we have to make up the rest, which means that United are going to make a massive financial loss on Jadon Sancho, whichever way you look at it. So Rob Dawson from the ESPN, as you can see down below, reports that Man United are prepared to take a massive financial hit on Sancho. £73 million signing in 2021, who has 2.5 years left on his £350,000 a week contract. If there's no way back and the decision is made that the player has to leave. So United seemingly getting ready to be prepared to take a big loss on this twat. And I don't think anybody's realistically wanting Jadon Sancho to stay. I don't think anybody thinks he's going to stay. We asked the chat at the start, and most of you said no, he's probably never going to play for us ever again. Which means there's only really two options here. There's the option that Jadon Sancho just festers away like a rotting apple, a bad apple at that, a rotting bad apple in the reserves and just never play for Manchester United ever again. Or we take a loss on him somehow, letting him go. Either that be some sort of a mutual termination set up, which means he can go sign for somebody else, or perhaps, selling him for basically nothing and letting some other team worry about him in the future. So, obviously, we're expecting that something can maybe be done in, say, the January transfer window, that it's possible that perhaps a team could come in and take him on loan or something like that. I guess that's what we're hoping for. I wonder if perhaps the thing that suits everyone best would be a mutual termination. Okay, we are not going to get any money for him if we allow him to just go, and he may well sign for a rival. But he's basically just going to be a drain on our resources. He's a bad sort of stench in the dressing room as well and around the place. Who needs it, guys? So smash a yes in the chat if you would just allow Jadon Sancho to leave by mutual consent, by mutual termination, which means that Jadon Sancho says, yep, I will boycott the rest of my contract if I can go and sign for somebody else elsewhere. It doesn't matter where. You guys can't tell me where. I'll go sign for whoever the fuck I want. And we don't have to pay him any more pissing money ever again. So that's an extreme option. And it's probably one that United would rather not do because he is an asset that hopefully we'd be looking to sell. But the problem is I don't think he is saleable because of how much cash he's actually on this melter. Rory C, thank you very much for the super chat here, Rory. Let's get a C in the live chat for Rory C. He says, and Eric Ten Hag went out of his way so much last season for Sancho. Have some gratitude, you selfish prick. Hopefully Dortmund want him back. Rory, see, thank you so much, bud. Yeah, I think Dortmund would want him back, mate. Dortmund would want him back for the right price. The price being £0 and about 180 grand a week in wages, which is like half of what he's on right now. There's no way Dortmund are looking to take Jadon Sancho back if they have to pay any significant amount of money up front, or they have to pay anywhere near a few £100,000 a week. It's just not going to happen. So it's just crazy. It's like, I don't know, it's like if you're a bin man and you've got a hot date on Saturday night or something with a real upmarket, upper crust sort of posh totty bird or something, and you take her to Salt Bay's restaurant when you've got £12.75 in the bank. You know what I mean? You should be taking her to go to McDonald's drive-through, go through McDonald's drive-through and go to a viewpoint and sit and eat your fucking burgers in the car, mate, when you got £12.75 in your fucking account, mate. You shouldn't be going to Salt Bay's restaurant, mate, having to remortgage yourself and bang a fucking dinner on a credit card of which money you don't have. So they're not going to go and get him, are they? He might represent posh totty for Dortmund, and he is a posh totty player. He's a lot of fucking money and he's a big ego and all the rest of it. But you know what? He is a fish and chip dinner dressed up as a fucking lobster meal, this twat. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem, really. He's such a low-budget melter, but he's actually not worth what he's being paid at Manchester United at all. So, yeah, there you go. I don't think Jadon Sancho's wanted by Dortmund for the amount of money that it would require to take him on. Sing Game says, yeah, exactly. Happy meal. There you go. He's an unhappy meal. He's an unhappy meal, isn't he? He's not even a happy meal. If he was a McDonald's child's meal, he would be a unhappy meal, and what you would get is Jadon Sancho, a Jadon Sancho toy with bits missing in the box. You get a half-eaten burger, probably a Frey Bentos tin in there, which you have to fucking cook at home as well. And you'd be waiting 25 minutes for it in the car park. They go, could you just wait over there? Sorry, we're just not quite ready. Could you just wait, go park up over there and we'll bring it out to you. Like they do all this fucking time these days. Never used to do that, did they, at McDonald's drive-thru? I don't know if you noticed that. Smash one if they do that to you all the time. Go, can I have a cheeseburger, please? Yeah, that'll be $1.29. That's not ready. Do you mind just going over there and we'll be out in fucking 15 minutes to give it to you in a bag through the window? Mate, what's that all about? That's what will happen with Jadon Sancho because he's a bloody lazy mate. That happens all the time these days, doesn't it? Anyway, fake lobster dinner, says Kongshi. Gaming Sim, get in there, my sons. He says posh ones are the dirtiest. Oh, indeed. Posh Mono says posh totty. Gotta love a bit of it, don't you? That's right. And they like a bit of rough too. Malps, thank you for your super chat, says Pig. Do you think you could beat Sancho on FIFA? Look, obviously you never know until you actually play someone and gauge how good they are, but I'll just be totally honest with you, Mounts. If he plays FIFA anything like he plays real-life football, I'll batter him, lad. I would absolutely batter him. You know, Piggy, this is what Piggy does, okay? Now, if I was a professional footballer for Manchester United, I wouldn't be playing FIFA regularly. I might play it occasionally for a bit of a laugh, but I wouldn't be practicing on it until 3 a.m. like Jadon Sancho, you know. Jadon Sancho would get battered by me at FIFA, guys. I would humiliate the guy at FIFA. Jadon, if you're out there watching this, mate, put the pie down, lad. Yeah? Set an alarm clock, because I know you'll probably be asleep for 1 a.m. Come over to my gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, tonight, and I'll fucking batter you, my son, in front of everybody, lad, yeah? How'd you like that, Jadon, mate? That's right, yeah, we know you're watching. We know you're watching, Jadon Sancho, mate. Pull your finger out, lad. Leave the football club. Nobody wants you here, my friend, any longer. You're a fucking letdown and a lazy bastard. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Mounts, I appreciate it. So, yeah, exactly, even G-Wolf would batter him. Oh, nice one. I like your style. Exactly, Tommy. Nobody's going to buy him and pay him loads of money with his attitude. That's a big point I wanted to make, or that I made the other day as well. You're right. It's like the ego's massive. People know he's going to cause waves and problems in the dressing room behind the scenes. Which manager in their right mind would want a player like that? It's funny, I saw a link the other day to Roma. Jose Mourinho's not going to want an egomaniac prat like Jadon Sancho. You know, he likes players to be professional and hard workers and to toe the line and listen to him. Jadon Sancho's not that sort of a guy. So I really don't think there's much of a demand for Jadon Sancho from many clubs anywhere in the world at this moment in time because of how, like you say, how his reputation's been tarnished as a bad worker, as a lazy player, and causing issues publicly for his manager as well. And not just that, but also the fact that he's actually kind of bang average. He's kind of shite, isn't he? If you look at the last 2 years, 2021 when we signed this guy, big expectation, 73 million, expecting a really good player. He's never got out of second gear, this guy. Never got out of second gear. Very disappointing. He is like a go-kart in an F1 race. You know, he's never out of second gear, this guy. He's like a Dodgem constantly smashing into bloody Lewis Hamilton, who's doing fucking 200 miles an hour down the inside. And Jadon Sancho just fucking cuts in and smashes him up doing 12 miles an hour or some shit. This is the problem with Jadon Sancho. He just never gets out of second gear. Duke of Rodton says, how you doing? I'm not too bad, mate. How are you doing? How's everybody else doing? We got 210 legends in here. And we got 74 likes. You what? How many Sancho accounts are watching this right now? Jadon, lad, I know you're obsessed with this channel, mate. Because, you know, you're trying to aspire to be me in terms of your FIFA accolades, etc. But you know what? Mate, at least smash a like on this video, Jadon, and everybody else if you're in here watching on your multi-accounts, yeah? Drop a thumbs up on this video. Help us get to 169 likes immediately. Drop a thumbs up if you haven't done, and also subscribe and get in here. Nice one. Thank you, Rush Miners, to subscribe to the channel. And Gungshi says, smash that like button, folks. Take a second to drop a like on it. It is free, and it does help out the channel, and it helps us out on the algorithm and all that shite. So hit a thumbs up on it. You know it makes sense. Nice one. Dimitar Berbatov. Remember Dimitar Berbatov, guys? Remember Dimitar? What a fucking legend. Dimitar Berbatov, mate. The Bulgarian assassin. What an absolute legend. One of the coolest footballers ever, mate. Nonchalant, weren't he, on the pitch? Some may say that he had a lazy style on the pitch. That's what people used to say. Some may say he wasn't the best of trainers. Guess what, though? But Dimitar Berbatov on the pitch, whether he's got a lazy style or not, I personally disagree with that. He's just a different sort of an elegant sort of a player. He was amazing. Doesn't matter if he looks lazy when he's banging the other goals. Doesn't matter if he's scoring 26 league goals for Manchester United in one season, man. Doesn't matter if he's got a nonchalant style when he's actually performing and being a big bollocks and a beast. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about your style. Jadon Sancho, on the other hand, he looks lazy and he's shite. That's a bad combination. But anyway, Dimitar Berbatov have been speaking about the Jadon Sancho situation. He said in regards to Sancho, he said sometimes a player, and I hope this isn't the case for Sancho, who takes this long to resolve conflict, has overestimated his own value to the club. When it's Ronaldo, it's different as he's achieved everything. Yep, that's right. Ronaldo achieved everything, best player in the world. Jadon Sancho's from Camberwell. He's not even the best player in Camberwell, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking fantastic, this guy. Is he from Camberwell or something like that? Maybe, somewhere. Yeah, something like that, guys. He's not even the best player down his local fucking Sunday league. Down the local rec. When he goes down the rec for a kickabout. He's not even the best player down there, this guy. Yeah, he is from Camberwell, says probably Bamaris, right. He's not even the best player in Camberwell, guys. You know what I mean? There's some guy called Todd Jones, who's the best player in Camberwell, mate. He's a 14-year-old. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem with Jadon Sancho. He's fucking shite, mate. Oh, there you go. Abel says Sancho is a victim of too much money too young. Maybe. I don't know if we can ever say victim when it comes to being given too much money too young. Don't feel sorry for him being a fucking minted millionaire, lad. But at the same time, yeah, okay, certain people it's going to affect. That's true. But others are unaffected, remain unaffected by money. I think you're seeing more and more of these egomaniacs in the game these days. I think that's how it is. And players just get given too much too soon as it is. But not everybody. It's also a character flaw, I think, or a personality defect, or whatever you want to say, for these players who are easily affected by fame and fortune at a young age. You know, okay, I guess it's going to affect everybody to a degree. Think about somebody like, I don't know, really, Cristiano Ronaldo is a great example of somebody who's had it all. He was like the most famous person on walking the planet for a number of years. And is still in terms of like his overall following and everything. But he's still got the drive and the character and always has had the drive and the character. Yeah, he had loads of money and loads of fame and everything and all the rest of it from an early age. But he wasn't affected. He still worked super hard. He saw the opportunities in front of him to go for it. So I don't know if it's as simple as saying, oh, he was given too much too soon. Yes, that's true. But it's also affected him because he's easily affected. That's the reality. So it's a character flaw from him. So, very disappointed with Jadon Sancho anyway, but I agree with you. You know, he has obviously got Problems here. Berbatov says that he obviously overestimates his own value to the club, and I think that's true. He thinks he's a £73 million player, when actually he's worth about as much as a half-used tube of Colgate toothpaste, guys, to United right now. And that's just so, Slabby Maguire can wash his face. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. Because right now he's just useless to us, isn't he? But anyway, so we're preparing to take a big hit in terms of finances at this moment in time. On Jadon Sancho, we're trying to get rid of the guy. And it's because Ten Hag wants to try and set up a professional ethic at the football club, a work ethic. So this is from Rob Dawson from ESPN, who says this. He says, Erik Ten Hag continues his war against what he believes is a decline of the level of professionalism at the club. He said he inherited a team without good culture. His message with his disciplinary measures, don't mess with the manager. That's right, giving players a metaphorical Glasgow kiss out of the team. That's it. He said publicly, criticism of Jadon Sancho, he's a bad trainer, he's not trained, essentially, that's what he said. Jadon responded in the worst way possible. Ten Hag has to set these standards at Manchester United, otherwise they're just going to slip further and further. Make an example of Jadon Sancho and get him gone. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about Jadon Sancho so much here, it's not because I like talking about Jadon Sancho, because I don't actually think he's a complete prat now, and I just want him to leave this football club. Probably won't anytime soon, because it's hard to get rid of somebody who's, very, very much, like Tommy Boyle was saying earlier, tarnished his reputation, and seems like an ego, and seems like maybe somebody that might be a little bit difficult to work with. There's not going to be a whole host of teams looking to bring him in Jan, even if there's any. But hopefully we can get rid of the guy soon, and if we do, then we need to potentially get somebody else to come in. And that's where this new sort of latest link comes in. Manchester United reportedly linked with Federico Chiesa. Apparently he's a target to replace Jadon Sancho, and we are interested in signing him as early as January. Nice one. Now, Federico Chiesa looks like an absolute baller player and would be a very good addition. I mean, smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that Federico Chiesa would be a good signing for Manchester United. But there's a couple of problems with this scenario, which is that, he's not going to be available for not very much money. He's going to cost quite a bit of cash. And that kind of means that it's unlikely that we're going to get him in because he's not going to be available for nothing. And Manchester United, with the current owners, the Glazers shithouses, probably aren't going to be looking to spend any money in January at all, are they? The only way I guess we could perhaps do something like that is if the Glazers shithouses were to sell the football club soon. And perhaps between now and January, we get new owners such as Sheikh Jassim. That would be awesome. And then he comes in and spends a good shitload of cash in the January transfer window. If that happens, then great. But there is this link to Chiesa at the moment. I mean, it's a speculative link. I think Federico Chiesa would be a good addition to the squad. But I just don't see it happening, guys. I think it's very unrealistic. And plus, we've already got, we've already got options in those areas, even if Jadon Sancho and even if Antony don't come back. Like, Palistri's looking like an absolute baller on the right. You've got Garnacho on the left. Hoyland up top. Those youngsters could be the future of Manchester United if they're given game time and experience. And then you've got other youngsters behind them, people like Amad Diallo as well, who, if he comes back into the fold soon, could have a good season for us, especially if he's getting chances. Rory C, thank you for the £5 super chat, mate. Get in there, €5 super chat from Rory C, everyone. He says, thing that annoys me is that was all known with City and BVB. Where's the due diligence? Same for Antony, in fairness. 150 million on right wings who can't play. So true. Yeah, you're right, Rory. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's kind of a thing that's been repeated at Manchester United over many years now, isn't it? Not highlighting the right sort of characters and the right sort of professional players. People like Paul Pogba, for instance, going to spend a huge amount on him. There's a reason Fergie let him go in the first place, evidently. And we were foolish to bring him back again in hindsight. Alexis Sanchez, obviously not the right character. Came in, big money, expecting a lot, got nothing. Players like that. And unfortunately, Sancho just sort of fits into that mould as well. But I think we always have gone and signed players for the wrong reasons at Manchester United, certainly in recent years. We've signed players based on hype, we've signed players based on name, the ability to move shirts maybe, and open up markets around the world and that sort of thing, rather than just being prepared to go and get somebody based on their character and their talents and potentially, what they can bring to the side, rather than just the whole package. There's always got to be some sort of financial, commercial type thing, a reason why that is the case, you know. So, Perber, you just sent me an image of somebody on FIFA called Minge. That's fantastic, lad. Yes, we saw that the other day on the game, mate. It's a random thing to pop up on my Telegram right there. Berber's just sent me an image of Minge, but not that sort of image of Minge. Anyway, thank you very much for doing that, lad. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Thank you, Rory C. Get in there, Raw. I appreciate it. Hey, Gungshi, we got 100 likes. Thanks, everyone, for hitting the thumbs up button. Ericsson was a free. Yeah, Ericsson was a free, lad. Absolutely. Matoma would be a great sign in NAS 786. Yeah, how much money is he going to cost now, though? Probably an insane amount of cash. An insane amount of cash. So, anyway, it's just not realistic, guys. It's not realistic for us to bring in anybody like that in Jan. Perhaps if we... Yeah, okay, perhaps if we were able to get rid of Jadon Sancho... But getting rid of Jadon Sancho is like going down to the local bake sale at your community church or whatever on a Sunday, and there's Mrs. Jones on the side with her wallpapering table, and she's got loads of cornflake cakes out. Mrs. Warboys has got a bit of fucking Madeira cake for sale. You know, Mrs. Bouquet or whoever in the next stall down has got, you know, some lovely fucking jam donuts for sale, and you rock up with a bag of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's very difficult to sell a bag of shit at a bake sale when there's cherry bakewells and fucking custard slices going around the place, and you're there with a bag of shit. You know what I mean? I'm okay, somebody might buy it, mate. Somebody might buy it, some weirdo. But ultimately, you're going to struggle to sell them. You're going to struggle to sell them. I think that's going on with Jadon Sancho, basically. It's tough to get rid. Tough to get rid. And what do you end up having to do with that? You probably have to take it to the bloody... The sewage works, you know what I mean, and just sack him off. So that's probably what has to happen, really. We just have to cut our losses on Jadon Sancho. See you later on, son. Bye-bye. That's all I can really hope for, and then maybe we could go and get somebody like Chiesa or somebody to come in and help us, but it's unlikely anyway. Very frustrating. I'm just going to get into the chat for a minute and discuss Sancho and the Chiesa situation and, you know, the link and everything with you guys for a minute. Come in here and have your say for a couple of minutes, then we'll move on to the next topic. Oh, I feel you, Kate Cadet. It's very depressing, isn't it, lad? 100%, lad. It's super depressing. Sancho to Chelsea would fit perfectly, says Max Martinez. Definitely. Gungshi says, Pig's on good form tonight. I'm on good form every night, don't Gungshi, mate. I'm on good form every night, mate. Who do you think I am, Jadon Sancho or something? Some sort of inconsistent melter? I'm like Michael Carrick up in this pitch every single night, mate. Coming in here, I'm getting 7 out of 10 every single night. Sometimes 8. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm super consistent, my son. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so, yes. Sancho, big fish in little pond. The Premiership is an ocean, says Clint Torres. Well said, mate. Is he even a big fish in a little pond? You know, he was a big fish in a little pond, right, at Dortmund. He was more like, I don't know, he's more like a guppy in a fucking puddle these days, isn't he, this twat? Like, what is his deal? Crikey, he's like a mackerel in a fucking sea of tranquility. That's what's going on there. No worries, Gungshi lad. Pig stats are solid, says Rushman. That's it, consistent 7 or 8 out of 10. Listen, I might not be setting the world alight, banging in those hat-tricks like Cristiano Ronaldo or whatever, getting a goal a game, but I'm consistent, my friend. I am consistent. It's a good job you do perform, Pig, because the timekeeping can be suspect at times. Do you know what? I'm never late. You're just early. And I've always said before, these are guide times to the streams. And here's a little piece of advice that I will give to you, each and every one of you who happens to be waiting here at the start of the show, right? If I'm not here when the stream's set up on time, yeah, or if I'm not here on time for when the stream's set up, just wait longer. Just wait longer. Yeah, that's my advice to you. And also, you don't even have to wait. Here's an idea. Why don't you go make a cup of tea? Go and fucking put the old BBC fucking news on or whatever for a couple of minutes and wait for that notification to come through that says I've gone live. Yeah? How's that, geniuses? How's that for you geniuses? You don't have to wait there waiting for me to get going. Just wait longer. Just wait longer. And wait for the notification to come through as well. Hashtag just wait longer, exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? And just to be clear, if I was a Manchester United player and I was getting paid 350 grand a week, you best believe I'd be on time. I'd be there an hour early. You know, in all seriousness, I would. Look, timekeeping is one of those things, and it's different anyway. I don't just have to hop in my Lamborghini and make my way on down to training. I've got to set up stuff, guys. Look at this. Look at this. See this? It might look like chicken scratches to you. This is 19 individual points that I've associated with different tweets that I've put the links in. I've been at this for fucking an hour before this stream started, guys, setting this stream up. You might think I just get on here and talk shite, and that is true to a large extent. But actually, I've got stuff that I need to research and set up and get prepared. And that's why sometimes I am late. Because sometimes it takes a little bit longer if there's new stuff coming out, or, that's how it is, guys. It's not just me rocking up to training and popping in and saying hi to Maureen on reception and fucking going to warm up around some fucking cones. No. There's a lot going on here, guys. There's a lot going on here. Hey, Rory C, thank you so much for getting in with the €5 super chat. Again, let's get some love in there for Rory C. He's going mad. He says, if the Glazers hang around and won't sell Sancho, it could spell the end for Erik ten Hag. Player power, a bit like Jose and Pogba. We are broke after all. A fair one. Fair one. I mean, I think that Ten Hag's stock is much higher at the football club this particular time, isn't it? I think we're all quite happy with Ten Hag. I think the owners are probably realistically happy with Ten Hag. He's never caused them any waves or problems, really. He's always sort of stuck to being quite quiet in regards to talking about the issues at the ownership of the football club and all that kind of thing. I think he's well within his rights to set a strong tone of professionalism at the club. So I don't really think that will happen. I don't think Ten Hag will be going. I think Sancho will basically not play for Manchester United again. He will probably sit around in the reserves. He'll probably come resigned to the fact that he has to leave to get any sort of game time anywhere and play football again. In which case he might be prepared to mutually terminate or be prepared to go somewhere and play that he wouldn't ordinarily necessarily want to go, because the alternative is just to sit around and do nothing. So because of that, I don't know. I think Ten Hag's safe, guys. I think he's safe until the end of the season. Thank you, Rushmano. These shows are well researched, guys. Absolutely, Rushmano helps me out big time as well, no doubt about it. 100%. Pig Lives Matter, says Vutinator. 19 points involved asking Mrs. Pig for a cup of tea. Fair play, Wobbly Banana. Well, I mean, I did have a fry-up to eat not that long before this stream, and then I had to go to the toilet as well. So, stuff like that's not all just research. It's not all research. Bell6891, thanks for getting in here and being a 34-month member. Almost 3 years for this man. Hashtag 34, that's a long old time. Thank you very much, you handsome bastard, for supporting this channel, bud. Get some big love in there, please, for Bell6991, a legend of the channel. Hashtag 34 for you, my friend. Thank you for supporting this channel for nearly 3 years. That is legit. Super legit, mate. Thank you so much. I guess I better move on to the next point then. So, just on Ten Hag and his progress and everything. So, Daily Blind, another ex-United Don, has been speaking about sort of Ten Hag, and he said this. He said that we became like a machine. He's talking about Ten Hag's Ajax size. He says, we became like a machine, better and better. In time, he can do that for Manchester United. He's a great manager, great personality. He's direct, honest, and tells you what he sees. He's not afraid to make big decisions. If you don't like it, you can go another way because his train goes on. Choo-choo! All aboard the Ten Hag train. Please do mind the gap as you climb aboard the Ten Hag Express. Stow away your personal belongings in the overhead compartments provided. Keep your arms, legs, and all other dangly appendages inside the vehicle at all times. And hang on to your seats, baby, because this one's going to be a screamer. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, Ten Hag's train's going to keep on rolling. Let's leave Jadon Sancho at the bloody Hogwarts Express stop or whatever the hell, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Let's leave him out on the bloody platform. You know what I mean? So that's really what's going on there. It's just, it's Ten Hag's way or it's the other way. You go the other way. Ten Hag's way or the highway. And if you're not prepared to do what he wants to do, see you later on. Exactly, Henrik Rookman. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. The conductor is in the carriage. So there you go, mate. Blind saying it how it is. He says that eventually Manchester United should hopefully become like a machine like they were. And I hope it's very much the case. Just on Ahmad Diallo as well, we talked about this right-wing position and maybe Ahmad coming back. There is a bit of a quick report to discuss here very quickly on Ahmad. So breaking, Ahmad's expected to return after the October international break. Get in there, my son. I'm looking very much forward to seeing Ahmad back. He should get opportunities and chances. Now, whether or not he's going to bust his way into the first team is a big question, really, because there's players ahead of him now and he has had his own injury problems. It's a shame because he was looking quite good in pre-season and then he got that injury, of course. But we're expecting him to be back sometime after the international break. Get in there, my son. Welcome aboard. And these youngsters are going to get opportunities right now to impress. There's other youngsters that are doing it. Think about people like Mejbri, for instance. Mejbri's only really been in the first team properly for a few games now. Yeah, he's been involved in pre-season. Yeah, he's had some sub appearances here and there in the past. It's only really the last 3 games that he's properly been involved in the team set up properly, though. And that's all due to us sort of needing to put him in there, and he's done really well. And it's understood that Erik ten Hag is very happy with the progress that Mejbry's making as the midfielder continues a prominent role in the first team. Current deal is obviously up in 2024, but the club have an option to extend that by another year. Dutchman's big fan of youngsters running and pressing numbers. Ridiculous pressing stats, ridiculous running numbers. And there's a chance there for Amad Diallo as well once he's back. With what's going on with Antony and Sancho, there's definitely a chance for Amad Diallo to impress and try and, get back into the setup at United. So get in there, my son. Hopefully good to see him back when he arrives and hopefully he can have a good career for us. And let's see what he can do. Amad Diallo. David Ornstein is suggesting that if Manchester United's forwards do not produce and they free up some funds through departures, they could potentially look to enter the market for a striker. I mean, I kind of think this is just sounds like BS to me, really. Like, are we really going to sign a striker? Are we going to be able to free up funds and sell players? We can't get rid of the human bloody tombstone Slabo. We can't get rid of players like Shotty McShotbag, McColostomy Bag, McTominay, because they don't want to go anywhere. So it's like this player power's running rife at Manchester United. These guys don't want to go anywhere. It's almost like you have to just wait for these guys to leave on a free or whatever at the end of their bloody contracts. It's the same with a lot of players. Speaking of which, Jesse Lingard, aka the man who looks like a pigeon, Jesse Lingard is training with Saudi side Al Titifaki, with Steven Gerrard, with Stevie G. He is training with Al Titifaki. Here's another example of an absolute Hollywood Instagram player. Another prick. That's right, I said it. Another player who's just too big time. Who's just an Insta boy. You know what I mean? Who's not like a football lover or somebody that wants to really play to the top level or the best of their abilities. He had a really good chance over at West Ham. He could have gone to West Ham. He could have been a good player for West Ham. He was on loan there for half a season, wasn't he? Absolutely tore it up at West Ham. Surely they would have had him back. He's a free agent, maybe too greedy, looking for big offers from Saudi sides who have got a shitload of cash just to chuck around. He's training with them for a month. They'll probably make him a big offer. He'll probably go and sign and play for Al Titifaki FC. You know what I mean? That's it. All these players these days, they don't care about the football, man. It's the wrong attitude. It's different if you're a 36, 37-year-old player like Benzema or Ronaldo or whoever. It's different. But when you're 30, when you're still capable of playing at a good level in the Premier League and you should be trying to reach those heights and to try and have as good a career as you possibly can from a professional standpoint, it's bad when you're just going to have a bloody soapy tit wank in Al Titifak FC, isn't it? Jesse Lingard, you are an absolute melter, lad. Just wanted to mention that because it just sort of, ties into a lot of these sort of mentalities of players these days that they have, sadly. Yeah, exactly, Tommy. Couldn't get in the Forest starting lineup last season. Well, fair one. That's it. Mentality-wise, that's the problem. But the season before that, he was sensational for West Ham, wasn't he? We know he can do it, Jesse Lingard. He can do it, but he doesn't have the right mentality. He's a melter. Is there any good news, says the Cake Cadet? No. Sort of. I mean, let's have a look at this, right? So, Fabrizio Romano says that Sheikh Jassim by Manchester United still open. Sources are not commenting on this, right? I'm not talking about that. But I guess that's positive that there's still a chance that Sheikh Jassim could buy the football club, but I'm not going to talk about it. Oh, this is positive, actually. You ready for this positive news? Cake Cadet, are you ready? Guys, smash a 1 in the live chat if you're ready for some positive news. I've got some positive news for you guys. I've got some positive news. Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time positive news. All right. Okay, there's a few ones coming in the live chat. Right, here's the positive news. It's not about Man United, by the way. Because there's no positive news at Man United at the moment, mate. It's not about Manchester United at all, no. But here's the positive news, mate. Barcelona are in the shit. Barcelona are in the shit, guys, for being a bunch of cheating, corrupt, bribing bastards. That's what's going on there. So the news is that Barcelona have been charged with bribery and referee corruption scandal and could face a ban from football possibly at some point. The club is at risk of bankruptcy with stadium demolished, and a judge allows jury trial for alleged illegal payments to former referee-in-chief. Barcelona are a bunch of cheating bastards. They've finally been found out. We always knew this was the case, guys, didn't we? We always suspected that Barcelona are a bunch of cheats paying off refs and stuff. Just look at that bloody final, or the semi-final they had against Chelsea that time. You know what I mean? Think about that game. It's how corrupt and messed up it was. Think about some of the results they've had over the years. Proper dirtbags. Barcelona faced that PSG one. Barcelona face a bribery case in the Spanish courts over a refereeing scandal that could potentially lead the club to being banned from football at a time when their finances are really bad as well. So the last obstacle to a jury trial for Barcelona's alleged illegal payments to Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira, the former vice president of the Spanish refereeing committee, was removed on Thursday by a judge who examined the public prosecutor's case against the club and key individuals. So Judge Joaquin Aguirre Lopez ruled that the trial would go ahead over the payments of €7.7 million to Negreira between 2001 and 2018. That's Pep Guardiola territory. You know, that's that whole era. You know, obviously there's other managers, loads of other managers in that time too, but from 2001 to 2018, these cheating bastards have alleged to be at it for what the club claimed were technical reports on referees. The club themselves have been named among the defendants, as well as former presidents Josep Maria Bartomeu, Sandro Rosell, and Negreira's son Javier Enriquez. If found guilty, the sentences for the individuals could be between 3 and 6 years in prison. Barcelona themselves could be suspended from trading as a professional football club, which would likely plunge the 124-year-old member-owned entity into bankruptcy. Get in there, my son. You cheating bastards. Okay, you know, I hate stuff like this. You know, so obviously they're like rebuilding the new camp at this moment in time. You know, but it's good news. That's the only good news we've got tonight, guys, is about Barcelona being found out for corruption. And I love it when this happens. You know, Juventus in the shit for it. Manchester cheaty. Surely at some point the world is going to come down on Manchester cheaty like a ton of fucking dirty bricks. You know what I mean? Surely that's going to happen at some time, because they're cheating bastards as well. And so when these people actually meet justice, hopefully they do, it's going to be a good day for the rest of the footballing community, because they've cheated their way to ill-gotten gains. So hopefully it can happen, you know. I mean, okay, look, Barcelona's a great institution, but it'd be interesting to see what happens if that does happen with their players. Like, who's going to stay there? If they get penalised, maybe they get relegated to Liga bloody B. Do you know what I mean? La Liga bloody, what's it called? The second one. You know what I mean? Maybe they get the relegated to that shite. And because of that, maybe some of their players would be available. Perhaps we could get Frankie de Jong after all. Oh. But anyway, listen to this. So, police raided the offices of the Spanish Soccer Federation today while investigating millions of dollars of payments by FC Barcelona to a former vice president of Spain's refereeing committee. AP Sports reports that prosecutors said the club paid Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira, a former referee who was part of the Federation's refereeing committee from 94 to 2018, €7.3 million from 2001 to 2018. What's that if it's not dodgy corruption, guys? They've been found out. What a bunch of scum. Let's get hashtag Barca out. I know, corruption mad, isn't it? So they are in the mud at the moment, folks. They are in the mud well and truly at this moment in time. It's nothing to do with Manchester United, but I guess it's going to have a knock-on effect with the wider footballing community when a massive club like that, an institution like that, is facing such serious allegations. And like Duke of Rotan says, City too. That's it. We're waiting for the justice to be served to City as well on a big shitty platter, lad. That's what we're saying. Thank you. Yes, indeed. So there you go. I mean, that's the only really good news, I suppose, Kate Cadet. And Zion Suzuki, the goalkeeper that was linked to Manchester United, speaking very nicely about Manchester United, says that my dream is to play in the Premier League, and I've received an offer from Manchester United. Even if I can't go there now, I definitely want to go there in a few years. And thus ends the good news. Thus ends the good news. Just on some other little points and bits and bobs before we get into the live chat. Getafe and Mason Greenwood getting a lot of stick and criticism over, you know, some of the from some rival fans over Greenwood being selected and playing for them. And look at this. So Athletic Bilbao are facing potential sanctions from La Liga supporters after supporters directed offensive die chants at Mason Greenwood. And Getafe have basically released a statement and addressed this. And they have gone on to say basically that in regards to the die chants, towards Mason Greenwood that the time has come to raise our voice and defend the honour of our players and coaches. Getafe CF are against violence, racism, xenophobia and intolerance in sport. They're so against it that they went and signed a domestic abuser, allegedly. You know what I mean? They're so against it that they went and signed somebody who had a lot of issues. You know what I mean? So, crikey, they are just something else, aren't they? They are something else anyway. But there you go. So Getafe, aka Get Off Me FC, in the mud also, but they've got themselves a good player, at least on the pitch. Mark N says, Piggy's not a domestic abuser. Stop it, mate. Well, okay. I did say allegedly. Did you not hear me? I said domestic abuser allegedly. I said allegedly, mate. Which means that he was alleged to be a domestic abuser, right? That's true. That's what I said. He was alleged, mate. He was an alleged domestic abuser. That's exactly what I said. So, you know, am I saying he's a domestic abuser? No. Do I personally think he's a dirtbag based on that audio clip? Yes. Do I think that Getafe FC should have, should perhaps, I don't know, have concerns about signing a particular player? I mean, I do, to be fair. So, you know. Exactly, Kate Cadet. He's not been criminally charged with anything, of course, and as it turns out, football is his livelihood, so he's got to play somewhere. Yeah, that's exactly it. He's not been criminally charged. So, whichever way you look at it, he is completely legally entitled and free to play football. But the fact that they're saying, you know, they don't support domestic, or they don't support violence and things like that, it does make me laugh a little bit, because if they really didn't, then they wouldn't be signing somebody who was allegedly a potential domestic abuser. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit funny. But there you go. So that is the latest on Greenwood anyway. We're not going to talk about Greenwood. I'm done talking about Greenwood. But he's over there. He'll probably move on with his career now. And I'm sure he'll have a good season for Getafe, because he is a talented boy, isn't he? He's a talented player. Right. Anyway, let me cover a couple of other things very quickly, and then we'll get into the live chat for a bit of a Q&A. As always, if you're just joining the stream, make sure you smash that like button on it. Let's see if we can get 200 thumbs ups on this stream. Drop a little like on it. You know it makes sense. Twat the likes. Twat the subscribe button as well if you're new here, and have your say in the live chat, everybody. We're currently on 134 likes. You what? We can do better than that, my friends. Bacon Brigade, assemble! And hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done so. That would be amazing. Right, so Manchester United are confident that the Jadon Sancho treatment has not broken FIFA rules. So there were some concerns that due to the treatment of Jadon Sancho, that potentially there could be some rules broken, and obviously Sancho sort of refusing to back down. But apparently we're confident that the treatment that we've given to sort of him has not broken any FIFA rules. Our position remains the same, that he's not welcome back into the club, basically, or back into the squad at least, without a serious apology, maybe publicly, certainly to Ten Hag, etc. We are under obligation to provide him a certain standard of training and physical fitness, apparently, which we are doing. He is training alone. And apparently he's got dedicated fitness coaches, etc., working with him, with the threshold essentially being met in regards to the standards of him being given those abilities to train properly. The Professional Footballers Association, according to the Times, have allegedly been in contact with both the club and the player to offer their services as well. But the report claims that there has been no resolution reached at all. Ten Hag's not prepared to alter his position, and Sancho seemingly isn't at the moment either, because he's not publicly apologising or anything like that. He's deactivated his Instagram account. He remains on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But that's really just the same. That's where it's at, really. It's a big shame. As I say, it's a big, big shame. And then on Antony, Gabriella Cavallin, the ex-girlfriend of United winger, Antony set to be interviewed by detectives. There's a report that says that she will fly next week to elaborate on her claims with Greater Manchester Police, basically. So the right-wing position at United really not looking good. There is a report here that Everton are looking to offer Man United outcast Slabby Maguire an opportunity to join them on loan in January, guys. Yeah, my name's Sean Dyche, and yeah, I'd just love a slab, me. If I could get a slab in the side, that would be fantastic. In fact, rather than us give you a bit of a fee to sign him for the rest of the season, how about you give me a big bag of worms, and I'll pretend that I'm interested in him. So came obviously quite close to going to West Ham, but decided he wouldn't go. I really don't think he's wanting to go to Everton either. That's not going to happen either, is it? So I think we're stuck with Harry Maguire, simple as. I think we're stuck with the Melter. Right, okay. Anyway, Also reports that Borussia Dortmund probably don't want Jadon Sancho, by the way, based on his timekeeping issues, based on his ego, and based on the fact that he's a bit of a lazy prat. There you go. That's basically the latest United news, guys. There's not much going other than that. Let me check and see if Rushmano's sent us any updates throughout the show. I don't think there is anything new. Reasonably slow news day. I'm going to get stuck into the live chat now for a Q&A, everyone. Please do have your say in the live chat for a few minutes. Get in there raw, and let's be having you. So I'm going to get into the chat. Before I do, actually, I'll go shout out everyone who's retweeted the show on Twitter. Thank you so much. Just click that link and see what's going on. Appreciate you all. What the hell? 39 retweets. That can't be right. 39 retweets. Bloody hell. That's bullshit. There's somebody with duplicate accounts doing that, I reckon. Guy Am Legend, thank you. Angie Leach as well. Thank you, Angie. See who else is in here. Aaron Homeyard, Sanche Ramatar, J United Gaming, The Goat, Tommy Boyle, Kieran, Feline Fur, Sammy Wizzy, John Boy Cat, Mr. Sims, Roger Barker, Joey Ellis, sorry. Luan France, Terry Hoskins, Leighton Mills, Roger Morley, Dean Moxley, Larry Hasser, Zane Charles, Gina Varney, Tim Whistler, Ziggy Sawdust, Ben Carpenter, Transfers _UTD, Bob Loft, Ray Jones, Tin Games, Stephen Braun, Boomy, Vincent Bullock, MUFC Brummy Reds, Scooby, Keanu Steve, Andy Davidge, Phil Mabbott, Big Flap Stam, and Robbie Growler. I knew there was going to be some fucking dodgy accounts in that 39 retweets, but that's a lot of retweeters, guys. Thank you, every one of you, for retweeting the show there. Bloody hell. All right, I'm going to get into the chat now, so have your say for a few minutes, guys. Let's get stuck in. The Cake Cadet. Oh, look at this man. He's been a member for 3 years. He's got the Don hat. Let's get a Don hat in the live chat for Mr. Cake Cadet. He has been a legend here. A legend of the channel for 3 whole years now. Let's go. Oh, breaking news, guys. Antony has been seen leaving the PlayStation 5 hours after his arrival. Rushmano, great update that's just come in a minute ago. Let me pop this up on screen. I'll get into that in a moment, Cake Cadet. Hang on a second. I've not forgotten about you, mate. Just some breaking news to discuss here very quickly. Antony Dos Santos leaving the police station where he has gone and chatted about these allegations. There he is there. Look at that. Antony was seen leaving the police station 5 hours after his arrival. He voluntarily headed to the police station to face questions regarding Gabriella Cavaline's claims. He has repeatedly denied the allegations. Get in there, my son. He's got a big smile on his face, actually, as he's leaving there. Look, he looks pretty chilled out, mate. He looks pretty happy, doesn't he, actually? I think it must have gone reasonably well. He doesn't look like somebody who's got too many concerns right there. He's got a bit of a sly grin on the go, mate. You know what I mean? That's a positive sign. That's always a good sign. So, there you go. He is leaving the station. There he is leaving the station. Cake Cadet, thank you so much for being a member there for seriously a long time. 3 years, in fact. I do appreciate it, bud. Thank you so much. Get some big love in there for Mr. Cake Cadet. What an absolute hero. 3 months. And he says, if I went on social media and effectively called my boss a liar, I would be sacked on the spot. Sancho has luckily still got a wage coming in after his bullshit. So true, Cake Cadet. You are absolutely bang right. I couldn't agree more with you. You're spot on. That's so true. If anybody criticises their boss, like you say, it happens, doesn't it? You hear about people getting sacked for saying their boss on Facebook or whatever is a wanker, and whether their mates grasses them up or something. You hear that quite a lot, mate. Yeah, you're so You're so right. You're so right. Sancho should be sacked off without pay, mate. 100% agree with you. I agree, mate. I agree. Thank you very much for being a member 3 years, by the way, you Don. That's very kind. Thanks for all the support. Okay. Cake Cadet talking facts. I know. That's a rare thing, isn't it? Be back before November. Fingers crossed. Why doesn't Superman's cloak burn in the atmosphere, says PJ? Because he's a fictional character, lad. The police thought it was a fidget spinner. That's why he's gone, says Nathan. Yeah, there you go. Fact, says Orlando. Stating the flippin' obvious, says Silver Wave. Did you look at that young Israeli lad at Salzburg that we're after, Sausage? Oscar Gluck, 19-year-old winger. I haven't actually watched any of the clips or vids yet, mate, but I definitely will do at some point, lad. But yeah, that sounds interesting. We're linked with him. Does seem interesting. I mean, you know, is it the position we really need to sort of worry about too much? I don't know. There's a lot going on there, isn't there? This guy says, would you start the same 11 this Saturday? Yeah, I would largely. I think 1 or 2 changes. Obviously, Højlund up top there instead of Tony Martial makes a lot of sense. But I'd certainly play the wingers the same, Pellistri and Garnacho. And honestly, I know Mount had a good game, but how can you not put Bruno Fernandes back in there? So I'd say Bruno Fernandes has to go in there. Yeah, Valentino, if I called my boss a liar, that would be a good week. Said PlayStation, you what, Batman Knight fan? Nice one. Your country is restricted if you get fired for calling your boss a liar on social media. I can call my boss a scumbag and I wouldn't get fired, says Tiger007. Yeah, fair enough. Well, okay. Are you sure about that, mate? I mean, okay, I don't know about that. I don't think it's a country thing. I think it depends. I think that's probably true for most countries, isn't it? I would imagine so. Duke of Rodtown, get in there, my son. Big facts, says Mark N. Bencho Nana, I would, says Gattuso. Wow. Not yet, Clint Torres. No, still waiting. I know, it's a fucking shambles. Bosses hate being put on hold, says D. Valentino. Interesting. Thank you, Rushmano. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, guys, yes, thank you very much for everyone who's getting in here. I'm just going to read one or two more comments. That's why we're losing and not scoring goals, because they care too much about average players. Rashford needs to be sold. Well, I don't think he needs to be sold. He's an academy product. He's a good player. He's 25. He's had a fantastic season for us last season. But he also does need to be benched and to fight his way into the side like anybody else. So I definitely would bench him, but I wouldn't get rid of him, mate. Yeah, FIFA later, says Ezio. Yes, indeed. We're just about to go over there now. My favourite 80s movie, says Max Martinez. There's too many to name, but Back to the Future, The Karate Kid. Yeah, one of those probably. Batteries not included. That's a banger. Anyway, right. Okay, guys, I'm basically going to have to finish this stream now because I'm doing a cheeky little FIFA stream over on my gaming channel now. That's going to be the end of this stream, but what we're going to do, we're going to go over to my gaming channel now. You're all going to come with me, but before you do, you're going to smash the like button on this video. Help us get to 200 likes over here on this channel. Drop a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, of course, if you're new to this channel for the first time. And then we're going over to play a cheeky little bit of FIFA, which is starting in 5 minutes. The Burbs, what a movie that is, Gungshi. Amazing film. FIFA stream or EAFC 24 stream, whatever you want to call it. Here it is right here, folks. Boom. There's the link. Please do click that link. I'll put it at the top of the live chat. Click that link. Go over there. Smash a like on it, even if it's not for you and you're not staying up to hang out. Make sure you go over there, smash a thumbs up on the FIFA stream and subscribe to the gaming channel via that link. That would be amazing. Go over there, smash the subscribe, smash the like on the gaming channel, and also do the same here. Like, subscribe, comment. You can come back after and discuss anything we've talked about tonight in the not live comment section. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United on all those platforms. Great stream, guys. Thank you for getting in. Just a short and sweet one tonight. Quite a slow news day. But we'll be back tomorrow with the latest, latest on all of Manchester United's goings-ons, etc. We'll also have a preview for the weekend's game against Palace again, so come and join us for that. Cheers, everyone, and we'll cover any breaking news, any big news that comes in as well. Thanks, guys. Cheers, Rushmano. Yes, come back and get your opinions in there afterwards, guys. Thank you so much. Cheers, Gungshi. Thank you, Disco Dave, Kate Cadet, and everybody else as well. Yes, indeed, we are, lad. Let's go. Thanks, everyone. Stay classy. Have a good one. And Chewinini! And Chewbacca! Damn it, I almost went the whole stream without sneezing. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And I'll see you on the next one, peeps. Back in a minute over on the gaming channel. Here's the link once again in the live chat. Smash that link and I'll see you there. And remember, Piggy loves you. Also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.